Hi everybody, it's Mike Newman. It's Sunday night with ILXCTF. Little voice strain or whatever, but didn't we have fun this past weekend? I'm telling you, it was good to, it was good to stand back at Catherine Legge, right near that first turn and see the gun off and see all these kids running towards you. And I know we had it last year and all of that, but every year, the first meet of the year, and especially in an atmosphere like Catherine Legge has, it's fantastic. So it's fantastic. So I hope you all had a good weekend. I know tomorrow's Labor Day, and all that money you took out of the bank to race, you're going to have to start working to make some more deposits back into your running bank to get ready for meets later on in the year. You found out where you're at, good. We saw some things about teams, good. So, I mean, very good weekend. I actually got so much done in the afternoon. My best friend came in from out of town. He's like, let's go to dinner. I'm like, cool. Him and his girlfriend. Any case, we went to this place and I had sushi. So I can check that off of my bucket list that I've actually had sushi. I kind of had like a generic kind of sushi because I didn't want the raw fish on top of it, but the food was good. But any case, this one waitress she kept checking on us and all of that. She came up to us, how's your food? How's the food so far? I'm like, everything's great, thank you. She's like, awesome. She did it 6 times, and like on the 6th time, I'm looking at my friend, I'm like, she said awesome again. And Dave was like, you should say that the next time. She should cut her off at the pass the next time she comes over. So about 10 minutes later, she comes over. Is everything okay? Can I get you anything? I'm like, this is great, everything is awesome. And she was like, I don't know what to say. But I'm sure she got a good tip. But those are the kind of waitresses and kind of servers that you want. You want somebody that's making sure they're okay. Not on top of you going, that shrimp lobster sushi looks really good. You should try some. I'm like, yeah, I still have to work tonight. I don't want to puke or do anything like that. Oh, gosh. Any case. So between that, bucket list, awesome. Everything was awesome this week. So we talked a lot about the meets. I had a busy 4 days. I went to meets over 4 days. I went Wednesday. I went to see the triangular meet at Lake Park. I got to see Grace Shaker run in flats, training flats, and running 16:35. Go figure. Just an amazing run to be running in flats like that, running the last mile in 5:19. She had a busy week. She had her first college visit and hard workouts, and she ran good. The second one was, I saw York run a dual meet against Proviso West. It was against Proviso West, so I don't know if you can consider it a meet or a dual meet. Proviso West showed up and they ran pretty well. Then Friday, went to see North Central. See a picture of Al in the background, and I have North Central hat. And then saw North Central run. They look good in their first time out, and they're looking at my phone. I should stop looking at my phone. And then went to see York run a time trial on Friday night. So got to see my old schools run, and then Saturday Catherine Legge. What can we say about Catherine Legge? What can we say? I mean, it's one of the best parks in the state. There are so many parks I like, but Catherine Legge, I think I've said I won my first cross-country race there as a junior. Didn't win too many races. Team won a lot of races, but that's all that mattered, really, the team. Any case, the boys' race, Watke really impressed me. And it wasn't because I'm thinking he's just going to sit, he's going to wait 200 meters ago, he's going to take off. He didn't take off. He let it go with a half mile to go. He really pushed it and took out stretched out Noel and Zach Close. Zach Close comes up to me after the race. He's like, Mr. Newman, I saw your individual preview. He's like, I'm going to make it to state. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's going to show me. He's going to have that chip on his shoulder all year. But Zach's running great right now. Only a junior, too. But Noel and 14:56 for Watke is a good time on that course that early in the year. Seriously, it is. And then 15:02 by Noel and Close. Good race. Team-wise, Hinsdale's Central, one of their top guys, Dory, was their 8th or 9th runner. Didn't have a good race, but they still had 4 runners in the top 15. If Dory and Miller are closer up to the front with Scora ran good, jeez. With Watke, Scora, Banduala, and Gamboa, Hinsdale's going to be tough to beat. Why had them number 1 at the beginning of the year? They look good. They look confident. They're businessmen right now. They're on a mission. On the girls' side, Prospect, they only ran 5 runners in the girls' varsity race. And I'm wondering why did they do that? Oh well. And Prospect won pretty easily. Well, 79-96 over Manuka. Manuka's running better and better every week. And then you come on, go watch on the Hinsdale videos that I shot. Go watch the girls' Frost Soft race, because they have 2 Frost Soft runners Prospect does that would have been the number 2 and number 3 runner for Prospect on that day. So I don't know when they bring them up. Who knows when York and Prospect run next Saturday at Lake Park. That should be fun. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But second and third runners is one Pat Peterson. Peterson is a freshman, and then I can't remember the name of the sophomore. That's why I should take notes. I don't take notes. I'm just doing this off the top of my head because I like doing it off the top of my head. I'm telling you right now. So that was it. Manuka looks good. Glenbard West looked really good. They were like 3rd and 4th. They had a nice little pack there. Oswego East looked good. Hinsdale Central a little bit down. But here again, Katie McCabe dropped out about 2 miles. She has little pains in her leg right now, little lingering injuries, and they were affecting her running, and she dropped out. And that happens. So, and they didn't have, and Hinsdale doesn't have Gabby Thanos, who should be back soon. She was one of their top 3 runners. Sarah Fisher for Hinsdale was running real good, top 5, I think. And so Hinsdale, Hinsdale's one of those teams like, oh, they're starting out real slow, but when they get to the conference meet and then go into the state series, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough team. West Suburban Silver is really tough too. So let's go around. Let's talk about St. Charles East. York steamrolled everybody on the girls' side, 27 points. Bria Bennis, 17:43 winning that race, and Rachel Sukup of Prairie Ridge. I think she's going to do some great things this fall, 2A level. And she was 17:55. York's pack stayed back. They let Bria do her thing, and then they had Klimek and Berger and Quinn squared. Michaela and Maggie, who's a freshman. And they only had a 26-second split from 2 to 5. Prospect split is a little bit out there, but if they have those front runners like with Haley Erickson, who ran 17:40, and the 2 freshmen sophomores, and then you have Ginsburg and you have Galloway, Prospect is a good team. And seriously, right now, I haven't looked closely at all the results. You have to flip a coin who the number 1 team is in 3A girls right now. Is it either Prospect or is it York? York or Prospect? It could be an awesome state meet. On the boys' side, Downers Grove North, 2 through 6, and oh my God, they had a 45-second split. Their split from 2 to 5 was pretty good because Ferris went after Nitz, and they were separated by 2 seconds with Tommy Nitz of Huntley winning it, and then Ferris 2 seconds behind. And I think there was a 12 or 13 second gap. So maybe a 30-second split on their 2 to 5 for the Trojans. Downers Grove North, the last 2 weeks has looked really good. And I shouldn't say I'm a believer in Downers Grove North, because I have been, because you know what they do and you see what they do in all of this stuff. So they look good. Only 20 points. There was really no teams there or anything like that. So let's go. What other meet? We have Fenton. Oak Park on the boys' side. I ranked them fourth at the beginning of the year. I was questioning myself. Not questioning myself right now. We could have 3 of the top 4 teams in 3A right now could be from the West Suburban Silver. It's how tough the conference is again. But that's the way it is. Oak Park looked good. Only like a 12 or 13 second split from 2 to 5. Liam Newhart wins the individual title there. Just beating out this runner, Taurus, I think, from Buffalo Grove. Never heard of him. On the girls' side, Downers Grove North, their pack isn't bad. Their 5th, 6th, and 7th runners were back a little bit, but they had 4 runners in the top 8, top 9. So Downers Grove North's girls' team at Fenton looked pretty good. And Katie Staub of Oak Park wins the individual title. Holly Johnson, she's just coming off of an injury. She was 10th. Didn't see Anna Harden in the race. Didn't see her racing, so maybe we see her soon. They don't race this week, and they're going to be in Peoria, so maybe we see her run down there. At Lyons Township, Maine South, good team. Only about a 6-point difference between them and Lyons Township. Nick Strayer running 15:32 on that course. Pretty good this early in the year, and then beating Cooper Mars of Riverside Brookfield by 2 seconds. So there was only like a 12-point difference between the first 3 teams between Maine South, Lyons Township, and Downers Grove South. On the girls' side, Lyons Township won fairly easy. Freshman from Sandburg, Rattlehausen, or something, a lot of consonants names. She was up there, won it, and then Lyons Township was 45 seconds back. Did not run Sommerfeld in that race, so I don't know if she's injured or if they're bringing her back slowly, because she could have a great season at the end of the year. We'll have to wait and see on that. Granite City. So Granite City, I think one of the things that we have to keep an eye on, Rockbridge, Missouri won both the boys and the girls titles. Rockbridge boys are a pretty good team. What will they do at NXR in November? We'll find out. They have 2 runners, I think, Ian Kearney and Andrew Hauser, 2 studs, and they were 1-3 with Dylan Nally of Marion running 14:38. And Wilson Park course is so fast. It's like running at Woodbridge in California. You know, Woodbridge is like straight out course like that. Rockbridge won it. Marion got second, and I don't have them ranked yet. I think they will be soon. They had a good race. On the girls' side, Rockbridge wins the girls' title. Chatham Glenwood second. Have a nice little split. They have 2 freshmen in the top 5 that lifts them up. Chatham Glenwood is, I mean, they're ranked. They started the season at number 11 in 2A, and so we'll have to wait and see. What other meets? Riley Newport at Plainfield Central, the Wildcat Invitational, 15:07, winning by 44 seconds. So to run that fast of a time on that course, and that's a fast time course, that's pretty good. I think DeKalb is in Peoria next week. That'll be interesting. Be really, really interesting, because you have Plainfield South there, you have Downers Grove North there, and then you have Riley Newport, I think, who's going to be there too. Team-wise, boys team race, DeKalb, who I had ranked, got beat by Waubonsie Valley. Waubonsie Valley is a rebuilding team, but they have talent. They had a nice little pack, like they usually do. So we'll have to see what they do next week at first to the finish. how they react to a bigger race like that. But no surprise with the pack split for Waubonsee Valley. What else? Crystal Lake South. Brooke Johnson won by 20 seconds over Danielle Jensen, 1849 to 1909, 3.05 miles at Veteran Acres. I had to look the results up on the site that did the timing because the timing company put the results into athletic.net with no times whatsoever. I looked at the file and it says zeros all the way down. I'm like, come on, shenanigans. Had to fix a lot of their meets this week. That's all I'm going to say about that. Whatever. So Brooke Johnson winning. Belvedere North. Fremd. Hey, Fremd looks really good right now on the boys' side. 44 to 50 over a good Belvedere North 2A team. But Fremd, so far, they look good. I guess they had a good dual meet. Then they ran here, so will they get in the top 30? We'll have to wait and see. I haven't even started to look at that. Oh, Pleasant Valley. I think this is the last one that we'll talk about. Pleasant Valley, Naperville North came in there and ran 43 points to win it. But during the week, they had 20 of the team were sick with flu or something, but they were all out. And I don't know if all of them ran or if any of them ran. And Naperville still goes out and gets 43 points. I can't. So Julie Pyatt was their number one runner. Naperville Central has two freshmen that are dynamite. Rihanna and Shayna Tandon. If I screwed it up, I'm sorry. I'll make sure I get it right the next time. But I think we need to learn their names because they're going to be pretty good in the next 4 years. And then Logan Brennan was the team's fourth runner. Fifth runner was farther back. It's part of their pack. But Naperville North still won. That was impressive run by them. If there are three teams that have separated themselves right now in the girls, Naperville Central didn't run well at Hornet Red Devil. I had them ranked number 4, but they didn't have Ava Hendren, who's one of their top 3 runners. They didn't have her in there. But Kate Tooling was their number 1 runner, who was second. Kate must have had a great summer because she's running great right now. Liv Phillips was up there also for them. So if they have a powerful top 3, they'll be good. But right now, York, Prospect, in any order with those two, and then Naperville North is a solid third. And I think if we see everybody well and in their full lineup at first to the finish this weekend, they're going to be pretty good. On the boys' side, I think there is a separation between 3-4 teams between the 3 West Suburban schools. Hinsdale looks, they're number 1 right now. Plainfield South and Downers Grove North is a flip the coin for 2 and 3, and I think Oak Park stays at number 4. New Trier I had at number 3. They're not going to drop down that much. They only had like a 22, 23, 24 second split on their 5 runners. They're going to be more of a pack team this year, and but their pack looked good. Nice, white with like my jersey back there, with that little slash across their old-fashioned shirt, singlet, and but New Trier looked good. On the 2A side, Becca Heidsieck, 17 at Rochester. That's a good time on that course. Rochester has 3 freshmen in their top 7. We talked about that last week. They won fairly easy over a decent Lincoln team. They're going to move up in the standings considerably. I was thinking, I'm going to see them next week at first to the finish. They changed their schedule. They're running at Springfield Lanphier this week on a tough Lincoln Park course. So they're not running in Peoria until state. So we'll see how they develop as the year goes on. And then Brendan Heidsieck made it a family affair, running 14:59, winning by like about 36 seconds over his teammate in the boys' race there at Rochester. So number one team, what do we have? Grace Lake Central. Grace Lake Central looked great at Lake County. Looked real good. Trey Sato is going to be one of the top runners in 2A this year. He ran 15 and change. He got third at Fenton. He won at Lake County. So Grace Lake Central good. Fenwick 2, and then it's just flip a coin right now. It's too hard to tell. Belvedere North looks pretty good. On the girls' side, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with that? And with the sectionals changing, I've never seen the IHSA do this before, where they flip regionals around. Jimmy Santella from Grace Lake Central have they ever flipped around regionals before they make the assignments? I'm like, no, it's never happened. Well, it happened. So Lakes, it makes sense because the Lakes teams are closer to Deerfield. But then at the same time, you're going to have all these schools that are going to be at Hinsdale South. They're going to have to make a haul up to Caneland for that sectional. So you win some, you lose some. Also, I've had people ask me, Jones Prep took the third TBA from the TBA from the Lake Park sectional. So it's going to be some flipping around. I hope what I think doesn't happen, that may happen. And then we go back to square one while we have a hell of a sectional at Waubonsie Valley this year with some good teams not making out. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope everything is spread out. That's the main thing. And then 1A Tolono Unity looked good in winning at Chrisman at the Cow Chip Classic. I don't know what's going on with Monticello. They didn't have any team scores. And that's the same thing. Winnebago didn't have any team scores, but they ran some of their younger runners down the JV level. Winnebago won 1, 2, 3 at Oregon. So I said 3 runners in the top 10. Yeah, it's a good possibility for them. Also at Oregon, Riverdale, number 14 preseason, beat Rockford Christian. Both teams had every runner in there. And it was only 11 points difference. So Riverdale, they run next week at Luther College in Iowa, the All-American meet. And then they run at Peoria Notre Dame the following week. They're going to be one of those teams to keep an eye on, I think. DePaul ran okay. Lanton split up their team at Hinsdale Central, ran some of their runners down, some of them up. I have to calculate all the times now, Mr. Wizard, Nostradamus, and figure those out. So it's going to be interesting. We wouldn't have the sectional problems if we would have kept it 5 sectionals, 2 regionals. I griped about that last week. I'm going to stop with it. We'll just have to see what happens. Most likely, the deadline is already passed for teams declaring if they're going to run in the state series. So whether the IHSA brings out the assignments this week, it's usually the week of Peoria Notre Dame, Richard Spring invite. So we'll have to wait and see. I think I've said everything. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to do any get off my lawn or anything like that. We know the big meets this weekend. So I want to show you something because last week, in the middle of the week, they were like, we're going to change the schedule for first to finish because we're supposed to have high temperatures and it's supposed to be, that's not it. You know, there's this wet bulb thing that the IHSA came out with. So I don't know, we've gone through this before. Ooh, the weather changed. Hold on a second, it doesn't change that quickly. So on Friday, here we go. Can you see that right there? Look at that, 80 degrees. Oh my gosh, we should move up the schedule. We should run everybody together at the same time. That's what we should do. So 80 degrees, 40% chance of rain. But here's the thing. The weather has been, the warmer weather in this. It's what happens when you have long range out looks. Look about 10 days ahead, and it usually moves. If fronts move, this is like Tom's skill in you. It's a super duper time. These fronts are moving through here, and we're going to have cooler weather. So 80 degrees. I'm sorry, Brian, and I asked you this. Are you going to change the schedule? I don't think they're going to change the schedule back. I would. And if it's going to rain 40% right now, it may move up to Friday with the rain on Saturday. And those percentages are low, mainly because there's humidity that's going to pop up. Humidity is going to pop up. Now I sound like Casey Kasem. That's pretty bad. Coming in at 22 this week, falling 532 notches. It's the Bengals. Walk like an Egyptian. No. So, yeah. You have a couple sushi, and then you're talking like Casey Kasem. Any case, so I hope to change the schedule back. I don't think it's going to happen, so be prepared. They're trying to kill me. That's it, because I have to run around. It's like every 30 minutes a race starts. So it's going to be film, get off the ladder. Oh my God, I got to get back to the tree. And then we start again. So it's going to be 6 times a heart attack for Newman, and we'll see what happens after that. Somebody bring your paddles with, just in case I need to be resuscitated. I think that was fun. Seen all these neat tweets about all these meets, and it's cool to see that. It's pictures on Instagram and all of that. So you don't have to attach me to those or anything like that, but I like seeing them. I get a joy of kids that are really enjoying themselves and enjoying the sport especially. Big meets, first of the finish, Lake Park. Lake Park is going to be lights out with number 1, York. The top 2, let's just say the top 2 teams in the state, because I haven't made up my mind if Prospect is going to jump over York. Number 1 and 2 in the state, one way or the other, one direction or the other. And then good meets too with first to the finish. Springfield Lanphier is a good meet. But those are the big ones. And there's a lot of smaller meets, not Bureau Valley, no, because all the 1A schools going down south. So it's a good chance to go to that meet, and then you get to see these smaller teams, and you get to see the middle schools, and you get all at one time. It's like a smorgasbord of great running. So always love going to that meet, even though I'm getting, yes, officer, I was having muscle cramps. That's why I'm going 90 miles an hour. It was cramping so hard, my foot was going down on the gas pedal and doing that. So I think we're going to stop there. Enough silliness for today. I hope everybody has a great week. Time to put some money back in the bank. Those teams that didn't race this weekend, I'm sure you put a lot of money in the bank with some good workouts. But we got plenty of time. It's not, remember, with these rankings, because I already had somebody, an athletic director, mention this one boy's name. And I looked at what he did last year, and I'm like, I didn't miss him. He's like, he should have been on the list. Athletic directors, let your coaches tweet, okay? Athletic directors, nothing. Not gonna do. You're not gonna tweet, and you're not gonna, because I'm like, I think I just tweeted back, and so it begins. So rankings, it's not where you start, it's the fun you have in the journey along the way and how you finish in November. So with saying that, we're going to close this edition of Sunday Night Live with ILXCTF. If I missed a meet, I wrote about a ton of meets. The weekend recap article, go check that out. Recap on Hinsdale, and that's that. Rankings will be out either Tuesday or Wednesday, most likely Wednesday, because the first ones are always, you're trying to forget how you ranked them to start the year, and you have to look at it realistically. So, what else to say? So having said that, everybody have a great week. It's Mike Newman from ILXCTF.com. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.